Okay, so this is going to be a reading on what you need to know most about your love life. This can be romantic, platonic, friendships, family members, etc. But there is something you need to know most in terms of a significant relationship in your life, and so that's what this reading is focusing on. The overall theme we have is the thinker in reverse from the wisdom of the oracle. That means it's in protection mode. I read reversals in protection mode there. And the protection message of this card is that you might be suffering from analysis paralysis. Thinking has its place, but trying to figure everything out logically is not going to work right now. Your conclusions will likely be faulty, and you may act upon false assumptions that will get you in a jam. Give your mind a rest. Do something creative, exercise, or meditate. Soon you'll come to your senses, and an aha moment will bring new clarity. And what's hidden beneath the surface here is exchanging gifts, also in protection mode. Be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it, and then realize you don't want to face the hefty price tag that comes with it. You may find yourself in a situation you've always desired, but know you will have to walk away from or even fail at because you can't or won't pay the dues it asks of you. If you want to be a famous musician, you have to practice your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing the money and paying the taxes. Even a windfall bears a cost. It's okay, though, because Spirit will help you achieve balance over time. Another message here reminds you that being only the giver and not the receiver plays out in many relationships in your life where you find yourself in victim mode, in a codependent dynamic, or holding on to a false sense of control. Others may push you to continue to prove yourself. The time has come to distance yourself from this kind of imbalance. Being aware of the need for both give and take is the first step in your true destiny. It's all good and getting better. Not only can you handle this, but you can flourish as a result of it. So, essentially, to start, what you need to know most right now is you might be in an overgiving mode beneath the surface, not very aware of it. You might be giving more of yourself than you realize, and in a sense, consciously, you could be overthinking, like, where is this relationship going? Why am I in this relationship? And I think right now the divine is telling you it's not really time to go into hyper fixation mode. You're not going to solve it by thinking. Everybody's aware, you're aware, or you're coming into awareness that things have been a bit unfair in this relationship for a minute, and it needs to balance out in some way. But I think by relaxing into it, that's how you will achieve balance. By thinking it or overthinking it, I think you will only push away the answer that you seek, and things will just get more confusing. So let's dig deeper into the message and see what you need to know most. Okay. Show me you in this relationship. What is your energy? Ace of Emotion. There's something new awakening within you. Something calling from deep in the soul. The other person in this is Eight of Emotions. They are emotionally moving on, moving away from something. This could be a conflict. It feels like a void, so it feels like a conflict here that just never gets solved. I'm almost seeing this black hole here as like just this thing in the back of the environment around you that's like the elephant in the room, but yet nobody wants to confront it. Nobody wants to venture there. So we all just pretend like it doesn't exist. But there is something in the energy around you, around this person, and they are, I think, seeking something higher in this, seeking to walk away. I don't know that they're walking away from you, but let's see here. An ending and a transformation. We have the Death card as the relationship itself. It is going through something new. While they are walking through away from an ending, you are opening up to a new beginning. Is the new beginning with this person? I don't know. But something's changing between you. how they see you. The Nine of Emotions. Yeah, they see you as their happily ever after. You're the ultimate end all be all. Answer to their prayers. How do you see them? Seven of Voices. There's something sneaky about this person. Is it this black orb? Do you feel it in their aura and they're not telling you what's going on? You feel like they are hiding something. What is the true... Let's see the true nature. If they aren't the Seven of Swords, what is this person? Queen of Inspiration. I'm getting totally oblivious. Totally oblivious that they are putting on this like air of hiding something. The true nature of you is collaboration. You want to join. I'm hearing two becomes one. There's like this deep emotional, I mean, you're all emotions. There's this deep emotional connection that you are seeking. What is the advice? I'm hearing let the dominoes fall. Instead of let the chips fall where they may, let the dominoes fall where they may. You may get lucky. Hidden beneath the surface of this, we have the Six of Emotions, so Six of Cups, Ten of Voices, which is Ten of Swords, and then the Muse of Material, which is King of Pentacles. There is this deep nostalgic connection between you, a very emotional one. Something that allows you to live in the past with like fond memories of like good days. However, it does feel like it's betraying you in some way. Is your emotional tie preventing you from opening to this Ace of Cups as you should be? Hopefully I can remember the positions I had. So you're coming out of a shell, a time of isolation, a period of, I think, thinking and overthinking things about your relationship with this. And you are ready to deliver a message of like, this is how I really feel. This is where I'm really coming from. And it's going to be non-traditional. It may be a thing that kind of rocks the foundation or the settings or the traditions that you've established with this person. You want something that is non-conformist. And it's going to be quite a surprise. Your person is trying to move on from this void of feeling trapped in a sense of insecurity and not really being able to provide for their own needs, their own satisfaction. There's a lack of confidence in what they earn or their value monetarily or what they can offer you. And it creates a lot of restriction that they're trying to just kind of move away from. And that might be the void. It's this Eight of Swords energy, this entrapment. It's that negative self-talk and that little critic that prevents them from trying something new or taking a risk in some sense. Oh, so we have the Empress in reverse, the World card upright, and then the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And this to me is feeling like there was this sense of like my other half is never going to come. They're just not out there. And you've completed that cycle for them. They realize that they had abundance, or they have abundance in you, and that you are that person. And it's helping them come out of this like scarcity or rejection, fear of rejection mentality of not being good enough. Again, Nine of Cups, I mean, you're their end all be all, you're their world. There could be some issues with their relationship with their mother that's interfering, some type of dynamic that is maybe a little codependent or unhealthy, but they're completing that phase out. And by doing so, they're coming out of that lack mentality. I think they kind of recognize the effects of what that mother energy or feminine energy was on them, and have been actively healing from it and finding that healing in you, their connection with you. You see them as the Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups in reverse, Six of Swords, and Three of Wands. I mean, I don't think you see them as the new emotional opportunity. You don't hold a lot of weight in this. This almost feels like sales talk. You're like, yeah, okay. They offered me this cup, but it's empty. So I'm prepared to move on and seek other opportunities. I think I've dumped enough into this opportunity here. Man, are you guys two worlds apart? See the relationship together here with the Death card. There's been an ending to, I think, ideals and what you thought, what you hoped for in this situation. They've changed. I'm feeling like, oh, that's the old you, the hopeless romantic. The, you know, this is the key, this is the answer to everything kind of a feeling. And those expectations, I think, are what are ending here, crashing down. It almost feels like you're dumping them out in this Ace of Cups to the right. And now that this ending has occurred or is occurring, this transformation can actually begin quietly. I don't feel like it's very loud. But this transformation involves you planning for the future in some way, getting your ducks in a row, making sure that you do not put in more resources, energy into this relationship right now, because I don't think it's the answer for you. And I think that's what this exchanging gifts is kind of echoing here. And maybe that's why you're spiraling on overthinking. You're like, look at everything I spent on this person, all this time, this money, this emotion, this love, and it's not reciprocated. It almost feels like you have to plan how to not overdo or overgive. Like, you have to think about it. You have to like strategize it, is what I'm feeling here. But if that's your process, nothing wrong with that. We all have our own way of dealing with things. The Three of Cups. So how you really are is a mindset of collaboration. You've recently shifted a perspective into some way of understanding that perhaps you are antagonizing a conflict, creating a conflict, and a bit of defensiveness. And this perspective shift has allowed you to see that to a sense where you kind of give up these energies. You're like, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to defend myself anymore. I don't want to put into that. And so I'm going to kind of distance myself or remove myself a bit from it. And I think you're hoping for an openness of kind of joining together as more in terms of friendship than romantic partners. This feels more like teammates coming together for a common goal than it does, or for a shared love of something, than it does like a one-on-one connection and relationship. Really, your person is this Queen of Wands who's very inventive and passionate and fiery. I feel like there's this conflict with like a stop-go energy, because the Queen of Wands to me always associates with me as the emotions meets the creativity and the passion. And emotions can make the creativity and the passion, or the act of or pursuing it, a roller coaster ride. Because when you have your emotions interfering with your creativity too intensely, you can start with all passion, optimism, hope, and faith, and then something can go wrong and immediately you like crash out and you're like totally in grief and depression and disappointment because it's not working out the way you thought it would. And I think that's your person here. They are that person. They're overcoming some regrets and some grief. They might be apologizing for things not being very forthright or forthcoming in the near future, for not speaking more clearly to you about a certain situation, or bringing a truth to light that needed to be. But their ultimate goal here is this happily ever after. There's just some inner shit that they got to work through in order to achieve that. And I think they're about ready to come forward with the message. They're about ready to communicate with you about this. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, if you heard from them in the next week, within a week or two from watching this. And you guys might be able to have that sit down and that kind of heartfelt talk to really clear up some stuff. Because it feels like you're on two different goals, two different trajectories. You have two different values or ideals of where this relationship is going, or what it's meant to be. And so it seems like that disharmony is going to end here soon, but you need to start planning for not overgiving yourself. Your advice, the Three of Inspiration. What does that mean? Let the dominoes fall where they may. Things are coming your way, and it feels like a sense of you're just overwhelmed mentally. It's creating such a heavy burden on you. That would be this overthinking. If you can tap into the opportunities you're trying to draw in, and the manifestations and the reality you're trying to bring into your life, separate and outside of this relationship, focus on yourself. What are your goals, your dreams, your hopes? What do you want your daily life to look like? It can still look like that if you're with a person that maybe doesn't follow those same dreams and goals. You can still wake up and be in control of your own happiness. And I think that is your goal here. That's where you need to move towards. Don't give up hope, and don't let those thoughts weigh you down so heavy that it prevents you from acting or moving forward in any way. What a surprise. Devil, the moon, and the lovers. Yeah, this is karmic. The Six of Emotions, this is a karmic connection of some sort, or this part of your relation. It doesn't mean you have to dump them. People live with karmic partners all the time. But there is some kind of a hidden connection, some kind of hidden karma that needs to be fulfilled between you, something that needs to be learned mutually. And it's heavily tied to something in the past, perhaps something hidden that's resurfacing, and will lead you to need to make a full decision with your heart. If you're going to keep going with it, if you're going to change it, if you're going to transform it, transmutate it. Maybe you don't end it, but something in the relationship has to end in order for you to progress and detach from this ball and chain, or whatever these handcuffs are that the devil's got. And perhaps it's just you longing for something in the past that needs to be vetted out. You're longing for something that just won't be, because the past is the past. You can't step in the same river twice. You will never relive the same exact memory or moment twice. Drama alert. That doesn't sound good. 1717. This is a card of independence, purpose, solitude, growth, healing, and aspiration. Take a few deep breaths, and turn your focus inward. You need time to reflect and consider your options. Rely on your inner strength and trust that you're moving in the right direction. What may seem like a pause in activity is simply a natural part of your journey. If things aren't moving forward and you're kind of stuck in a standstill, that's not the time to panic think and panic plan and do everything you can to move the energy forward. This is not the time. The time is to focus on you and your own happiness. How do you want your daily life to look like with or without this person in it? Because that should be your goal. That should be what you're achieving or what you're focusing on. And be mindful of how much energy you're giving, how much emotion, just pay attention to your relationship. And after you interact with this person, are you feeling drained? Are you feeling motivated? Are you feeling like the life's been sucked out of you? That's a pretty telling sign if this person is, meant to continue in your life and support you or not. Maybe they were at one point, but generally, if you're feeling kind of sapped each time you talk to them, that's not really the best sign. That's not what we want. It's not the kind of relationship you'll want to stay in. I'll get one final card, see if there's anything more to come through. Uranus, genius, with Aries, I am at the bottom. Uranus here tells me there's going to be some, I hate the word I'm getting, it's sucker punches. There's going to be some sucker punches here to come. Things that will initially feel like a slap in the face, but they are for the overall better. Uranus is the type of planet to come in and just make crazy shit happen. And it does that to spawn the genius, to spawn the new beginning, to innovate, to reinvigorate. It's a very eccentric and bizarre shit can happen under this energy, but there is this sense of mad scientist genius behind it. And this has to happen for a reclamation of who you are. To get that sense of confidence back in yourself, to live the life that you want, meant for your purpose. The Aries energy in the mix tells me that your role in this relationship is not to live for someone else. It is to live by your rules and your needs and your plans, regardless of what other people think, regardless if it's in alignment with them. Yeah, expect some shockers, some shocking events. Uranus changing, you might want to check out astrology to come in the next few months. If Uranus is going into retrograde or changing signs or doing any major aspects with any of the planets or your personal planets, this could be a good indicator for timing on when you can expect some of the crazier elements of these developments to take place. You have a lot to uncover in this relationship, but you also have a lot to move on from. Well, best of luck.